My folder of achievements, everyone. This thing is my pride and joy. It has all of my achievements. My excellent report cards, awards, certificates, all in there. I mean, almost all. You know, now that I think of it, maybe it doesn't have the countless hours that I spent building relationships, or all the struggles that I managed to overcome. And yes, okay, it doesn't have the character and personality that I spent my whole life forging, but you know, it has the important stuff, like the academic ones. That's what matters, right? Wrong. Very, very wrong. I mean, sure, since it takes a lot of effort to maintain excellent grades, it's really cool and all, but that is not all that matters. Look at the thickness of it. It's impressive, right? Right? But thing is, I know that no matter how thick this gets, or how many folders I have to buy, this does not guarantee my success. And do you know why? Because they're just pieces of paper. One rip, and they're gone. The countless hours spent on the desk, the tears, the breakdowns, all gone. So why do I do it, right? I'm standing here today criticizing academic validation while showing off my folder that I call Folder of Achievements. Let me tell you why. So I'm 16 years old, right? And for most of those 16 years, I went to school like an average kid. I worked hard because that's what I was told was the key to success. Or, this is why I'm going to do really well in life. Or even, this is all I've got. So, I made it my life's purpose to get good grades, and my whole personality revolved around being the smart kid. But at what cost? I mean, sure, my parents were proud of me. But what about all the friends that I could have made? And sure, my teachers loved having me in class. But what about whether I enjoyed my own company or not? Because to tell you the truth, once my brain was wired to worry about school 24/7, I could not stand being left alone with my own thoughts for as little as a few minutes. And can you blame me? I was just a kid. And so, as the stress of it grew, I started to wonder what would happen when I wouldn't be a kid anymore. When all of my achievements would stop being so special and all the praise that I got for my grades would just be expected to slowly fade away. And expected they were. The challenge of keeping up with the expectations that constantly roamed at the back of my brain, while they so unfairly escaped the thoughts of others, haunted me. And just like that, I stopped caring. Now listen, I don't blame the people that put these ideas in my head, because they were done the same too. And when there's no one path to success, we tend to stick with what we already know. And this is why I worked hard in school. But back to our issue. How could I go back to getting good grades when I discovered the prosperity of simply not caring? And how could I maintain those same grades without letting it take over my whole life again? I finally figured it out. I now get good grades as a key, an access to showing the world what I'm capable of, instead of letting it determine the limits of my potential. But don't get me wrong. Later today, I'm still going to shut my bedroom door and study for next week's exams. Now I know, I might sound like I'm contradicting myself at this point. So, how am I different from when before I realized what success actually is? It's because now, my whole life doesn't revolve around school. And I can already read my teachers' minds in the audience. But Michele, you're an IB student. You can't afford to do that. I don't want to hear it, respectfully. No school program should come at the cost of all the aspects of my life. And of course, school is important. You learn, educate yourself, build responsibility, build character, sure. But school is not what will make me successful. How will I ever be successful if I'm stuck in my bedroom, static, 24/7, just thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking without ever learning how to take action? Gain experience without experiencing? That's a first. So do I really have to wait to do all of that until I graduate from high school? Or was it university? But what about my master's? Can you see where I'm going with this? You see, I realized that we have to stop referring to being smart as getting good grades, or being successful as graduating top of your class, because it's not about the grades. They're just a minuscule portion of all that you have learned, which is, on the other hand, an important aspect of success: knowledge. Now imagine this. You spend your whole life working, and it finally pays off. You're one in many people who become successful in their career and make a lot of money. That's great. Okay, what's next? What's next? Walk me through it. More money? Great. But where does it stop? Remember, work can go on and on forever. But life has a limit. And unfortunately, it's just never far enough. So, the way I see it, success is not only about how much money you make or how famous you are. I think I'll be successful when I get to the point where I'm so educated that if I were to lose everything I have ever had, I would have everything I could ever need in order to build myself back up from the ground. I'll be successful when I learn to take life for all of its beauties and all of its flaws, because then, and try not to take that as a threat, but I'll simply become unstoppable. Nothing that is thrown my way will have enough power to stop me from achieving my goals. So, while standing here today, I choose to criticize the narrow, one-size-fits-all definition of success. And if you're going to take anything from what I've said, take this. Success cannot be packed up in a physical folder. Success is the huge folder that you have within. The one that you carry as a weapon through everything that life puts you through, without anyone having the ability to tear it or burn it to the ground. And remember, there is no one path to getting there. The paths and journeys to success are endless and customized to benefit each and every one of us. So don't be afraid of what you don't know, because it might just be what you need to learn most. And don't be afraid of being different, because it might just be exactly who you need to be in order to reach your definition of success. Thank you.